Hello and welcome back. Donald Trump understands your life matters. He is a comprehensive candidate who includes everybody in his conversations. He's not a professional candidate. This is the reason why so many of these gotcha pundits try to catch him with some tricky questions, just like they did on abortions. But he believes all lives matter, born as well as unborn. It's easy to trip up anyone that's not a professional politician. Just imagine if you were running for president. Would you be able to handle what he has gone through? The left hates him. The right fears him. They try with their pundits and their news media and their commentary to really trap him and make him look foolish, when all he's doing is honestly answering every question anyone asks him. If you look back, as I have, I've watched nearly almost all his rally speeches. I watch Fox. I used to watch them exclusively until they obviously became divided, as many of them became hardcore establishment advocates and tried to trap him. And you can see this because I've watched them since 9/11, and you get to know the personalities and you get to see their expressions change, as Megyn Kelly does. And I used to really admire her and adore her, and I actually met her about 12, 13 years ago when I visited the Fox studio as a guest. And I'm absolutely amazed that she continues to take this grudge out against Trump. I understand that her feelings were hurt. I think he was a little overzealous in his attacks on her. But she now has become a steadfast foe of his. And I watched her last night as people tried to defend him. She cut them off and didn't allow them to answer. It's so obvious that it's becoming ridiculous now. And the left and all those people in the progressive movement hate him, as you see MoveOn.org, the Bernie zealots and the zombies that follow Hillary. Who in their right mind would follow an old fogey, older than me, and I'm 72, and I understand socialism. I understand communism. I studied them in college. I studied them over the last 10, 12 years at length in preparation for writing my book, Slow Down and Love, on self-enlightenment and freedom. In the 40-some years that I prepared to write those books, I closely examined every aspect of humankind. And I understand that it's human nature. It's left over from our primal stages to self-preservation, survival of the fittest, protect your grounds. And this is what the Progressive Party on the left is trying to do. Well, so is the far-right Conservative Party, as they define what a conservative must be. And they do not agree with Donald Trump's views. Now, I believe he's a comprehensive conservative and that he's trying to be inclusive of all people, all races, all ethnic groups, and he's just using common sense. Almost every true American would like to slow down the influx of Muslim refugees. Hidden in them, we all know, is a radical terrorist. If 1 out of every 10 or 1 out of every 100 is a radical, and you send in 10,000, just imagine how many you've let in. And he wants to close the borders. They can come across that border with ease. I know that for a fact. Many of the Mexican workers here on the island have come across there. They tell me how easy it is or how expensive it is. Anyone can pay and come across that border now. It's just like a piece of Swiss cheese. And to protect America and to protect our jobs. This is just common sense. It's practical, reasonable, common sense. And those that are objecting to it are simply using it as a smokescreen. They're trying to deceive the American voter. They're trying to placate their voters and to keep those that they have on a leash in the corral. But Donald Trump is trying to break down those barriers. He's trying to be inclusive. He's trying to bring more people into the voting process. And I don't care if he's liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican. I believe, like most people, they just want someone in there that is competent, and I believe he is. I believe that he is sincere. I do believe he's not a polished politician, and that's what people try to trick him with their questions, because he speaks so openly and so honest, and he isn't like Ted Cruz, who is so calculated that he gives his stump speech as an answer to everything. And another thing, I studied in high school and in college the persona of a person in psychology and in philosophy, that an individual soul comes through their eyes. It's the windows to their soul. And that their facial expressions and their smile and just their overall aura is telling of what's in their mind and what's in their heart. Donald Trump has an aura or a glow, and he is so honest that it shines through. I mean, you see it in his rallies. You see it with the people around him. You see him as he greets the people. Then you see Ted Cruz. He is so calculated that his eyes reflect this calculation. And I don't think the man can smile. I think he can get a grin or a smirk, but I don't think he can smile. I don't think he can honestly show what's in his mind and his heart. And they say, oh, he's the only true constitutional conservative. He is just a wet behind the ears first-term senator who hasn't demonstrated anything other than his ability to talk and debate. He's a world-class debater, and he wants to debate Donald Trump on his terms. I think that's foolish if Donald Trump does, because they're just setting a trap for him again. Now, I want you to please spread this video around to your friends to get them to join us every week as I try to break down the different positions on abortion, on the Black Lives Matter issue, in all the various self-interest groups that have evolved from the disease of selfism that I have been trying to get each of us to look inside, that ruins or rules our lives and controls our egos to the point where we do not do the right thing all the time. We do the right thing when it's self-serving, but it's difficult to do the right thing all the time. I think Donald Trump is trying to do that. He doesn't need to be running for a political office. He has everything that all of us aspire to be. He's a billionaire. He can sit back on one of his islands and rest and watch America go on down the drain as it has been over the last few decades. As we become more selfish, more self-centered, more fragmented, more divisive, and we see it today within the college kids who want these self-free zones where they can be themselves. College is where you learn. It isn't where you show you are spoiled, rotten, privileged children. And it's not just the whites that are being privileged. The black kids are also coming from fair-to-do families, and they are demonstrating this same selfish attitude. So please spread this around with your friends. Get them to join us in our next discussion. And until then, Godspeed.